Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
This week in the Monday Night War, it is June 10th, 1996. Monday Night Raw has more King of the Ring first round matches. Let's hope they're better than some of the King of the Ring I've been seeing in 2021 or Queen's Crown or anything like that. On Nitro, what have we got? We've got a tag team championship match that never takes place. Instead, we got a much better one. This is Sting and Luger versus Flair and Arn. Also, we get the big surprise, the measuring stick. Romeo, SP3. This is True Rewind.
This is True Rewind. This is True Rewind. This is True Rewind. This is True Rewind.
This is True Rewind. This is True Rewind.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are back in the saddle, the DeLorean, once again for episode 59 of True Rewind Season 2. This is where me and the Good Brothers, we go back in time to the Monday Night Wars and we review WWF Raw and WCW Nitro, and we decide what was the better show for the week. This time, we will be reviewing the June 10th, 1996 episodes of WWF Raw and WCW Nitro. For Nitro, it's the go-home show to the Great American Bash. For Raw, they are on the road to King of the Ring 1996, so it is a lot to unpack. I am back once again with the connoisseur of reporting, the ace and the face of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon.
What is up, everyone? I did not plan this through. Unfortunately, the green screen is like messing with my Undisputed Era shirt. Well, that's
yes,
okay.
It is.
Undisputed Era has been messed with all the way to it ended, so whatever. I guess it's a metaphor.
Pretty much to see through is see through now. But yes, we are going to be talking about Raw and Nitro and what big week it was in the Monday Night Wars. But you guys know what to do. Drop a like on this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We've been getting a lot of support on our Patreon as well, so go over and subscribe. A $3 backer, you can get exclusive True Hill Heat content, including me and Chris G reviewing the entire season 1 of Heels on Stars. We went in depth. We talked about each and every episode. We gave our MVP, our LVP, our rating for the entire series so far. So that is a great review. If you didn't watch Stars, Heels, you can kind of get the review and the recap and the overview of the whole entire series before you give it a try. Or if you did, you can hear our opinion and kind of say yours in the comments if you're already a Patreon backer. And if you're not, what are you waiting for? Because you not only got that, you got the G1 Climax first half review with myself and Jay News. Me, Romeo, and Miss Chrissy Love, we tried to escape the Undertaker on Netflix. And we're going to have, of course, another True Rewind after show or aftermath where we're going to be giving you a little bit extra of the past of WWF and WCW with myself, Romeo, or even sometimes with drunk guy JJ. So stay tuned for that as well. And of course, on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, there's a lot for you to enjoy and a lot coming up. We're going to give you the lineup for what's coming up later this week. But, you know, after this stream is done, you can go out of your way and watch True Hill Heat 146 with special guest Kenny Bolin. We talked about Tessa Blanchard and wow, very interesting conversation there. Racism in wrestling. We talked about GCW Fight Club. You also got Rated Raw Superstars with Romeo doing the solo project on his own, reviewing what was a very, very sure of an episode for Monday Night Raw this week. With these tournaments suck, and yes, they do, especially when a Charlotte Flair promo was longer than one of the matches in the Queen's Crown tournament. That says everything you need to know. And the fact that the Queen's Crown tournament, the total amount of time for their matches is slightly longer than the shortest match in the King of the Ring tournament. That's all you need to know about these two tournaments so far. You also got the fellas from Blunt Impact, Ness and Chris G, with their knockouts, knockdown special review. You also got me, Jimmy Macaram, and Marcus Cash with AE Ramble. So there's a lot to enjoy on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel right now, and a lot coming up later this week. We'll give you the lineup after we are done reviewing. But Romeo, you are the pilot, the driver of the DeLorean. Take it away.
We'll start with Nitro, June 10th, 1996, live from Wheeling, West Virginia. First match, we start off with Booker T versus Scott Steiner. Scott wins with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Only goes 5 minutes, 55 seconds, leaving plenty of meat on the bone here because I like the chemistry between these two guys. And hey, spoiler alert, these are the two guys that will eventually go all the way to the end and end Monday Nitro. They will be on the last episode, facing each other for, I believe, the United States title, and also Booker was WCW champion.
Yes,
Wow.
it was a champion versus champion brawl, and this is a nice the title that you so eloquently came up with. This is a nice measuring stick for where they would be, later on, where they're at right now as tag team specialists. I thought that this was a very well wrestled, competitive matchup. Scott Steiner shows all the signs that he's going to be a single star, even in this match. And Rick Steiner was conspicuous by his absence, but we will see if we will see Scotty some more tonight. Spoiler alert, we would, but it seems like they are putting more focus on Scott Steiner on his own lately.
This is going to be so fascinating watching the rise of Scott Steiner, while also in real world time watching the rise of Braun Breaker, who sounds just like him. You can't,
and dresses just like him.
Yeah, it's very interesting. From the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer takes a moment to sarcastically rip on WCW's lack of real steroid testing in regards to this guy. Dave says, if you're wondering how he looks the way he does, it's because he has great genetics. Also, guys who haven't signed contracts, which the Steiners have not, don't get tested. As for everyone else who's big and muscular in WCW, I guess WCW simply draws its wrestlers from a more gifted gene pool. I guess some guys in their late 30s and early 40s can actually make great improvements in their physique. Talking about guys in WWF. And, guys that had enormous genetic potential, which were unable to do it in WWF because they weren't as happy. Tell us how you really feel, Dave.
You could read the sarcasm in what he's saying.
Mean Gene interviews Steiner, but Deborah interrupts. It's an emergency. She has to talk to Gene. She can't sleep. She's worried about Mongo on Sunday, that he may seriously injure someone. Not because he's reckless in the ring, but because he's just crazy. Says all of this is her fault. Gene says no, and then throws Ric Flair under the bus saying it's his fault. Deborah asks Gene to arrange a meeting with Rick and Arn tonight, and Gene looks absolutely thrilled to instigate and do that.
He's the natural born instigator of the show.
Heard a lot of boos in the crowd for this. Everybody did not want to hear this crap. They wanted to get to the action.
Yeah, I mean, Deborah was not good at trying to be a sympathetic babyface here or a concerned wife. And it's no wonder what would happen on Sunday at the Great American Bash.
Jim Powers runs to the ring. He's facing Diamond Dallas Page.
He looks like a mix of Scott Steiner's body with Rick D'Amato Martel's head.
I can see it. Apparently, DDP's Lord of the Ring nickname was on the line here or something.
His Battle Bowl ring, I think.
But he lost his title shot with that. So why does it even matter anymore?
Now it's his own title. Now it's his own title. Now it matters. I just want to say that I absolutely hate the WWE Network version of DDP's theme. It annoys me to no end, and I wish they would just pay up the money to Nirvana and give us the DDP theme.
See, I haven't heard the original one.
It's Nirvana. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Okay. DDP wins with the cutter in 4 minutes. Hey, from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, DDP was originally booked to face and beat the Great Muta at the upcoming Great American Bash, but New Japan nixed it. They didn't want to put Muta over Page. So WCW discussed changing it to Page versus Booty Man. But that got nixed also because someone didn't want Booty Man jobbing a Page either. So now it looks like Marcus Bagwell will be doing the honors.
You got to protect the booty man? The motherfucking booty man they are protecting now. This is outrageous.
We get a recap of the Taskmaster and Chris Benoit feud. They make sure to mention, beating Brian Pillman again.
Gotta drag him through the mud.
Flushing out a man undeserving of the title, they say. They made sure to leave in the Booker Man line. So Arn and Flair are in alliance with the Taskmaster against Benoit.
No, they're in an alliance against Hulk Hogan potentially coming back, but Arn cut a deal with Taskmaster to let him, he thinks that Chris Benoit's a snake. So Arn has made a deal that he's not going to get involved and let them settle their differences at Great American Bash, Falls Count Anywhere.
Well, speaking of Pillman, he signed a 3-year contract with the WWF this week. Wow. He drove up WCW's offer because Bischoff really wanted to keep him in WCW. And Pillman had a huge buzz. His contract was expiring. WCW found themselves in a position where they were the ones being worked, and Pillman had them throwing money at him to re-sign, while WWF also began throwing out big offers at him.
Brian Pillman, the best businessman in the industry right now.
Also, I forgot to mention that, remember, WCW, they legit released him. They had a right of refusal deal with Pillman, meaning that they would have 90 days to match any offer that WWF had on the table. But because they legit released him, that didn't exist anymore. They worked themselves into a shoot, brother.
Because he worked Eric Bischoff. He worked Eric Bischoff into giving him a real release because they wanted to make it seem real with this loose cannon character, which only on WCW television we saw for about, 3-4 weeks, maybe? After the whole Booker Man deal, I think we saw him like a couple of more times, and that was about it.
We got a Conan music package. And then he's an interview. Completely took this from ECW. Completely. ECW started these. The U.S. champ is facing El Gato on Sunday. He talks a little trash. Nothing memorable here. Mang versus Sting. Anybody? And the guys whose names end with G. Sting trips Mang on the top rope, then applies the Scorpion Deathlock while Mang is laying prone in the ring.
The worst Scorpion ever.
It was rough. But Mang taps clean as a whistle in 3 minutes. It was a unique finish. It just wasn't. Bret Hart would have applied this better.
Absolutely. They did also mention Tony Schiavone announced that Dean Malenko will defend the Cruiserweight Championship against a young man from Mexico who's going to be making his debut by the name of Rey Mysterio Jr. on Sunday.
There's Rey Mysterio on the right. And from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer thinks this is a terrible booking idea. Mysterio is totally unknown to American fans, and bringing him in and inevitably jobbing him in his first match is stupid. Mysterio has the potential to be a huge star that kids will love, and they should build him up slowly and create a star of him rather than throwing him into a title match and having him lose in his debut. But that's WCW for you. Dave says Mysterio could be this generation's Tiger Mask, and WCW should copy the booking that New Japan did when they created Tiger Mask.
I mean, spoiler alert, it kind of worked out well for Ray in the long run here. And I don't think I think after we watch the show The Great American Bash, we will be like we will be like Dave was sounded like an idiot once again because I think that Ray did a good job for himself despite the outcome of the match.
Deborah is with Gene and Bobby the Brain. Brain says all week and all night long, Deborah has been talking to Ric Flair. But okay, you want to talk to him again? I'll take you to Flair and R now. And then Bobby slams the door shut after allowing Deborah into the locker room.
This did not sound appropriate at the very least.
The same thing I did.
I was just like, whoa. He slams the door and all you hear is Deborah, crying out and screaming. I was like, rape? What? This is simulated rape. I was like, this is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. This is supposed to be a fucking kids show. This is on the WWE network, that they try to push for families. Huh? Are you kidding me? First you got Ric Flair on Story Time and fucking cartoon version, coming on to Stewardess. Now you got Deborah McMichaels getting trapped in a locker room she didn't want to get trapped in. Oh my god.
Very disturbing. Deborah runs out screaming. Very disturbing.
Her hair is disheveled.
Then Joe Gomez, and Renegade try to play hero. They get taken out easily by Rick and Arn.
Oh, they just happen to be there. The two guys that Rick and Arn are supposed to verse tonight just happen to be there. God damn it, Mongo. Why are you not here? Why is your wife here and why are you not here? Please tell me.
That match is canceled now, so Lex Luger and Sting step in to defend their tag titles in the new main event. Sorry, no Joe Gomez and Renegade in Nitro's main event. I'm sorry.
God damn it, bait and switch. We've been waiting for it. We haven't had it in a while, but we got ourselves a bait and switch. We were supposed to get the Joe Gomez making his Nitro debut and the Renegade, the fake Ultimate Warrior. Come on.
Squire Dave Taylor versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hacksaw proudly again takes out his taping his fist, hits Taylor in the head. The ref clearly sees it, counts anyways. the staring right at the tape right in front of him.
Like, what is that? What is that? I'm still gonna count. 1, 2, 3.
2 minutes, 20 seconds, 30 finish. What a babyface, huh?
What a babyface that Hacksaw. Oh,
Big Bubba still with John Tenta's hair. He cut off. Jimmy Hart laughs. Big Bubba says John is just half a man after what he did to him.
Yeah, he got half his hair. That's for sure. We also got a Dean Malenko and Rey Mysterio video package hyping up both men. This didn't get me looking forward to the match because those two guys are probably the best wrestlers that we saw on the show that weren't really on the show. Just in their vignettes alone, they showed more wrestling than we got a lot during the show.
Mean Gene with Scott Norton. Scott says he ain't scared of the Giant because he's right back here after getting beat up by him last week. They do the countdown to the second hour pyro. Giant comes out. Giant choke slams Norton on the outside, throws him in for the pin and the win in 1 minute, 40 seconds.
Scott Norton talked all that shit just to lose in 2 minutes. At least he beat his partner's time at the very least. And at least they timed the pyro a little bit better this time. It was in between entrances, at least this week.
Lex Luger runs in to sneak attack the Giant, but the Giant fights him off. Giant clears the VIP table. Luger with a low blow and a champagne bucket to Giant's back. Dungeon of Doom make the save for the Giant, who yells. Luger escapes. The funny part here that Luger just walks by the Dungeon of Doom to the back, where the Giant goes chasing after him in the back. But Luger goes straight to the announce table. The Giant went backstage. The Giant is a dummy.
This was just the poorest. This was poorly shot.
Poor execution.
This was poor execution. Literally, Luger just rosses all by the Dungeon of Doom. He goes over to commentary. Giant's like, I'm gonna get you. And he goes to the back. And it's just like, dude, look over to your right. He's right there. He's right there.
Map. We need a map of the Nitro set.
We need the map like San Andreas. Like, he doesn't know where he's going.
We'll have the map menu. Luger says the gloves are off, and he's got more surprises for the Giant at Great American Bash. Then we get the debut of Billy Kidman versus Lord Steven Regal, who's ready to beat down another American. Kidman whipping out the offense, misses a 450 splash.
Well, he was really far away, and I think this is where Kidman started like putting guys too close to the ropes for his shooting star press.
Yeah.
This looked a lot better than a lot of his shooting star presses. At least there's that. And I love Regal doing like a little shimmy
What the heck was that?
He started doing a little shimmy, and then he does a double underhook suplex, and Bischoff says, Kidman landed on his head, and Heenan had the perfect response. It popped me and my wife, and he just says, "Oh, that's okay."
I missed that one. Oh man. Regal wins with a lion tamer, stepping on Kidman's head.
Basically.
In 1 minute.
Basically, and Sting was not with the shit.
There.
Sting did not even want to wait.
Backhands the shit out of Regal. Revenge for last week. Regal looks besmirched as he begs for a fight. Anything else on that? No,
this was the perfect squash match. I thought that this was one of the better in-ring action that we got on the night.
The Nasty Boys make their entrance, and boy, oh boy, this opening is so clunky.
We're the Nasty Boys. We're the boys. We're the Nasty Boys.
Public Enemy run down during their entrance to Sneak Attack, and Jerry Sags refused to sell for Johnny Grunge until he took his jacket off. And then Brian Knobbs accidentally Irish whips Rocco right into Jerry during this. And Jerry no sells that too. Jerry no sold everything.
And then he gave a stiff power driver to Rocco Rock before a commercial break too. I was like, these guys always look like they're really trying to hurt each other.
By the way, blood runs cold. Glacier coming to WCW still.
One of the running tallies needs to be how many weeks we are on these Glacier vignettes. I think if we got like a running tally of how many weeks we've been doing these, I think it's gonna be ridiculous by the time Glacier finally debuts.
Bischoff tells Brain on commentary he has never seen Mongo when he's really, really, really mad. Okay. You know, Sags refusing to sell for Grunge to the point where Grunge, and you could see this right here, just gets struck by an invisible sniper and just falls to the ground hurt on the bottom right. Did you see that? It looked so bad. He was trying to punch Sags. Sags is like, no, pushes him. And then he just, all right, fuck it. I'll just lay down then, do nothing. How you like that?
Grunge is out here fighting with a broken fucking arm, and this Sags is not with any of the shits. He does not even want to be here. It seems like
Sags then hits Rocco with a garbage can for DQ. 11 minutes. Knobs then throws the garbage can really hard at Rocco's head on the outside to a big pop. Rocco did not look pleased whatsoever. He doesn't sell that. He throws it back in the ring. Then he starts selling it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these two teams? This set back wrestling a few years, this match. The lack of selling, and I don't know what was going on here.
This is like the precursor to Public Enemy versus the Acolytes. I think this is the precursor to all of that.
Might be onto something. Well, this is the beginning. This is them. Because the Nasty Boys do not want to work with these guys whatsoever. So Public Enemy's getting pissed off, and eventually it'll lead to they'll run into the wrong guys when it comes to
exactly. They go over to WWE thinking it's all rainbows and cotton candy, and it's not to be. Next, we had Hulk Hogan video package where he says, I was like, what the fuck? It's the same one from last week where the highlights of Hulk Hogan's offense is punches, clothesline, leg drop, and unprotected chair shots.
Then we get Macho Man training Kevin Green and Mongo. And the best line of this is him saying, "You can't be too intense."
How dare he?
The audacity of
The
this guy.
audacity of this man.
Unbelievable. I popped. Then we get Sting and Luger versus Flair and Arn for the tag championships. Flair says, "Oh man, you know what they say, Macho Man? Lonely women make great lovers." Again, awkward. Let's go ahead.
I was gonna say Elizabeth's way of showing she's a heel is different leather dresses. That's where my wife gave her expertise. Like she was like, Elizabeth might be one of the worst heels she's ever seen. She doesn't do anything heelish. She literally does, the same things she would have done if she was a babyface, except the dresses are different. She wears sequins when she was a babyface, and now she wears leather dresses.
She's getting this true rewind analysis and notes from Miss P3, as I like to call her. Ric Flair had a lot of fun here, just bumping all over the place for Sting and Luger. And Eric Bischoff understands there's a lot of Nitro parties happening out there, so send your picks in, and they'll put them on the air.
We're gonna start sending them our picks of this Nitro party that we have every week talking about the show.
Luger clotheslines both Arn and Rick out the ring. The Giant breaks up this match. The ref calls for the bell. Dirty finish in 17:37. They go at it. Giant hits Luger with his elbow to knock him down. And then Scott Steiner with a big-ass wooden chair to the Giant. Sting also on top of his head. Giant then goes crazy. He's looking like a lunatic fighting all three of them. The crowd ate it up. Giant looked pretty overpowered. And Giant and Mean Gene. Giant calls Luger a dead man. There will be no rules on Sunday. Promises he will go out on a stretcher even. What'd you think of this main event?
I thought the main event was a good tag team bout. I wish it would have got a finish, but I understand why, Flair and Arn couldn't take the loss before their big tag team match against Kevin Green and Steve Mongo McMichael. Sting couldn't take the loss ahead of his match with Lord Steven Regal. Luger couldn't take the loss before his match with the Giant. So it made sense, the ending, and I thought this was one of the better matches on the night.
Yes. Brain loses it on commentary talking trash to Macho Man. He's very scared about being touched at Great American Bash. And then he walks off the set after it looks like he's seen a ghost.
He jetted. He was out, and Bischoff's like, "Oh, you're really backpedaling now." And then he turns around and he realizes that it is Scott Hall that Bobby is running from.
Scott Hall. I'm still calling him Razor Ramon until he that's what WWF calls him.
Exactly. Razor.
Eric he's got the mic so the crowd can hear all of this. Says, "I don't want any trouble with you. Where is it? Where's the big surprise?" And Razor points to the back of him. There he is.
Big Daddy Cool.
Diesel. Diesel takes the mic. "You've been running your mouth for 6 months. This is where the big boys play?" That's the adjective. Play. We ain't here to play. And he says,
I'm pretty sure play is the verb.
You still don't have your three people because nobody wants to face us. You couldn't get a paleontologist to get some of these fossils cleared. You ain't got enough guys off a dialysis machine. That was a shot at anyone taking steroids in WCW. He also says, is Hogan doing another episode of Blunder in Paradise?
That was a great line.
Great line. Eric says he will be in the office tomorrow at 9 and show up on Sunday. He will have 3 guys for them to fight. And then Diesel says the measuring stick just changed around here, buddy. You're looking at it. And Diesel closes things off with that. What another memorable moment here. Razor had it first. Now Diesel, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash are here in WCW.
This was WCW's best go-home show ever. ever that we've seen for a Nitro go home show heading into a pay-per-view. They hyped up every single match. We know pretty much all the card. You remember what, 6 months ago when we were getting cards where we only knew like 1 or 2 matches going in? We know the entire card. They hyped up the main event, which is Giant and Luger. They hyped up Sting and Lord Steven Regal, Kevin Green and Mongo versus Flair and Arn. You got this now where we know Hall and Nash are going to be there, and Eric Bischoff is going to have 3 guys to face them: Dean Malenko and Rey Mysterio, Elgato and Conan. Like, there's so much for you to take part and be hyped for this show on at the Great American Bash. So yeah, I think they did an exceptional job of hyping this show up more than they've done for any show since we started the series.
From the Wrestling Observer newsletter, so far the threats to Razor Ramon Scott Hall have made no difference to WCW since Scott Hall appeared again on Nitro and continued the same angle with the same character traits. Fuck off. And Hall and Nash are expected to make their WCW in-ring debut at Bash at the Beach, with Luger likely being the 3rd man on their team. There have been rumors of Ted DiBiase or Jeff Jarrett being the 3rd man. But that won't happen because DiBiase is no longer wrestling, and Jarrett's WWF contract won't be expired by then. Hulk Hogan is scheduled to return in August, likely to feud with Scott Hall.
Oh, so they thought. Yes, this feels like WCW has a lot of momentum. But like I said, they hyped the pay-per-view well. This angle is starting to get legs, so they're in a really good position right now.
Let's wrap up this Nitro. 3 dirty finishes, 1 bait and switch. Match of the night, the main event.
It's tough between Booker and Steiner or the main event. I'm gonna lean towards Booker and Steiner since we got a finish there.
MVP Kevin Nash for me, or Diesel, whatever you want to call him.
I went Hall and Nash co-MVP.
Okay. LVP, I got plenty of those. Deborah, Hacksaw, Nasty Boys. You?
I went with Scott Norton. He talked all that shit just to get loose in a minute and a half.
Let me add that too for me. Good point. All right, we'll put our thumbs out. No, we'll put our thumbs up because, like you said, that was the best go home show Nitro's had. Easy thumbs up.
Easy.
The rating last week, they did a 3.0. What do you think they did this week?
I'm going to say 3.2.
They are down 2.6. What happened?
Whoa.
Nobody wanted to see Scott Hall's big surprise? My goodness.
I guess. Or we got to see the demos. We got to see the demos, and then we got to see the quarter hours. If it went up or down, or they waited too long to give us. They should have gave us the big surprise earlier in the show. I don't know. Maybe it was that.
Did they advertise Joe Gomez and Renegade way too far in advance? And people were like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this.
So good. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is Joe Gomez?
Let's switch the channel to Raw, which was taped again from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yokozuna versus Owen Hart in the King of the Ring first round. Nice little flashbacks here of the King of Hearts. Remember, good times, good times.
Yes.
Vince says Yokozuna bigger than he's ever been, 666 pounds.
They just made Yokozuna just look horrible here. This whole night. I feel bad.
Makes more mentions of his weight, saying he's 66 pounds heavier than when he was champion. So he needs to pace himself. Yoko slips off the top rope, going for the bonsai drop.
Like a fucking goober.
This isn't the first time we've seen this with Yokozuna.
I know.
Owen Hart's brother.
He did it against Brett at WrestleMania 10. He would do it again infamously a couple of months from now. So
it's the Hart strategy of beating Yokozuna.
Just hope he falls off the second rope. Please fall off.
Owen pins him with feet on the ropes. Sturdy finish, 403. From the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Yokozuna is being booked periodically for shows, but in between, they keep sending him back to the Duke Weight Loss Clinic to try to get his weight problems under control.
I feel bad.
Which is well documented in the Icons show they have on the network.
Yes. I still feel very bad for Yoko. I wish they wouldn't make him look like a goober here.
Highlights of a house show in Chicago with Shawn
The
Michaels.
the Attitude Adjustment Tour. So we know where John Cena got the name and the new name for the FU. And we see Shawn Michaels with his Chris Hansen produced click cam.
Forgot about that. From the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWF drew a record-setting crowd with that house show, and their house show business is booming lately. Dave basically says there's two reasons. For one, Shawn Michaels as champ is a solid draw. Secondly, WWF has always aimed their marketing at young children, but wrestling's fan base has always been 18 to 34-year-olds. And in recent months, WWF has been trying harder to cater to that demographic, and it's paying off.
And we'll see how well those comments age over the next couple of months.
Shit got serious for a second here. Very, very huge
Out of nowhere.
change of tone.
Out of nowhere. We see kids in the crowd cheering, and then we hear about having cocaine and fucking pills. Oh my God.
Having a dig vomit out his mouth because he was choking on it. I was like, wow, man. That is not a smooth transition at all.
I was like, who are they trying to bury here? Are they trying to bury Yokozuna for his weight or Jake the Snake Roberts for his drug addiction?
Speaking of Yokozuna, JR interviews a very disappointed Yoko, very down on
Despondent.
himself. Says he's got to go and find himself. This is basically an excuse for him to go to the weight clinic. You know,
I was gonna say I halfway thought Jerry the King Lawler was gonna be like, oh, he has to find his dick because he can't see it, some shit like that.
Well, Skip versus Marc Mero with Sable, King of the Ring, first round. Jake on commentary, marveling at Sable, wondering why he ever chose to bring a snake to ringside. Body Donna's, of course, looking for a new manager, of course, because it ain't Sunny anymore. Remember, from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the Body Donnas are supposed to get a new manager soon. Now that Sunny is split from the team, all Dave has heard is that it's supposed to be a man dressed like a woman.
Okay. All right. There we go. Joanna Man is going to be their new manager.
Also, Dave talking about Sunny being the most downloaded celebrity online is all hype. Dave did his research. He got the list of the top 10 most downloaded celebs, and Sunny wasn't even on it. It was mostly people like Pamela Anderson and Jenny McCarthy. Dave getting worked, man. Dave getting worked.
So it's just bullshit. Is it bullshit? We've been hearing for years. They just said that shit.
Vince on commentary starts talking about the Clintons and the White House, probably just to show how live this taped program is. Jerry clowns him, saying the FBI wanted to put him in the big house, not the White House. He laughed his ass off. Mero wins with a Hurricane Rana off the top rope in 12:34. This was a fun match. Good sequences. Mero was really impressive. Next week, it'll be Mero versus Owen, more King of the Ring, and also Savio versus Austin. Did you like this match as much as I did?
I did. These guys are both very athletic. They had a couple of nice exchanges. One where I think Skip did like a cartwheel out of a move from Marc Mero and then gave him a clothesline. That was really nice. You had Marc Mero with the dives to the outside, and then the Hurricane Rana off the top rope was a good finish. So I liked a lot of this.
Yeah, really good sequences, really good counters. You see the potential of Marc Mero in the ring. Like, he's still Johnny B. Bad. It's just the character of Wildman that maybe isn't connecting with people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe Sable is just connecting a lot more. Connecting with men's penises.
The snakes. The snakes. Connecting with the snakes.
Vince in ring with Lawler introduces the Ultimate Warrior. Lawler trying to smooth things over. He did a portrait of the Warrior as a peace offering. Vince accuses Lawler of trying to get out the match. Warrior says Lawler may be an artist, but he's the biggest con artist of all time. Warrior then plugs his hat, whatever it says on it, created by a destiny, blah, blah, blah. He's going to kick his ass at King of the Ring. Lawler then breaks the portrait over Warrior's head. Warrior no sells it. Oh,
of course he does.
Disgusting.
To be fair, Lawler hit him with the wrong side. He hit him with the side that didn't have the glass.
Oh, that's right.
And the glass almost goes into like his eyes.
I didn't even notice this.
He like runs out the way and shit. Like, it's like, you fucking idiot. Why would you hit him with the side that didn't have the glass? So the glass goes in your fucking face.
Oh, Anyway, Warrior chants and Warrior chases off Lawler. Damn, I just wanted the visual of the glass popping through the air. I guess I don't know. Not worth it when SP3 makes a point like that. But me, I didn't even notice it. So it popped me. I was like, whoa, maybe that was the goal. Who knows? Maybe you notice it, maybe you don't. From the Wrestling Observer, they keep hyping Warriors comic book as being the #1 bestseller in the world. And that's not even close to being true either. Most comic stores don't even carry the damn comic, and it's not produced by a major publisher. So there you go.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Thank you.
Dave is out here to bury these.
He is salty on this Monday night.
Bury these stories. He is investigating his ass off. Undertaker with Paul Bear versus British Bulldog with Diana Smith, Owen Hart, and Jim Cornette. Hey, also from the Observer. Oh, man. Davey Boy Smith and Vince McMahon had a meeting this week with Smith telling Vince he had gotten a big money offer from WCW, but he wanted to stay. Still no word on whether or not Smith will stay, but it's thought the chances are good that he will.
I feel like this is a goddamn lie. He did not even probably get an offer from
I agree. Shawn Michaels from the studio feels like he let the click down in their last match. He's going to make up for it next time. Cornette grabs the headset and trolls him. As part of the settlement with Clarence Mason lawsuit, they get to pick the special ref for the match at King of the Ring with Bulldog. The heels laugh at him as Shawn sulks and complains.
This guy's been trying to make my life a living hell. He's got a lawsuit against me, the allegations. Now he gets to pick the special guest referee. Man, Uncle Gino had to protect himself. So he threw you under the fucking bus, Shawn. Sorry.
Did you like the way Shawn Michaels came across here? Because I feel like a babyface should have been like, okay, so what? Bring it. I don't care. I'm still going to beat you. Instead, he was like sad puppy dog. He was complaining. How could this be legal? How is this? I hated that. What did you think?
Yeah, he did not come across like a valiant babyface like they want him to. Yeah, a lot of this just didn't work for me. Him saying that he let the click down. I felt like it was more of a shoot because the match wasn't good. That's how he let the click down. It wasn't about him not winning. It was about him, not having a good matchup. So hopefully he redeems himself at the King of the Ring.
A couple of very interesting notes here in the Wrestling Observer about Shawn Michaels, who recently apologized to a few of the wrestlers, the ones who were upset about the curtain call incident at MSG last month. Also, in a radio interview, he was asked about Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. Michaels replied that at one time, Ric Flair was his idol, but said some people just don't know when it's time to quit.
Oh, shots fired. And what would it look like if you were the pot calling the kettle black?
Not only that, but also what foreshadowing to WrestleMania 24. Oh my God.
To WrestleMania 24 and to Crown Jewel 2018.
Yeah. Crazy. No word on what he said about Hogan. I'm sure it wasn't positive.
No, he never had a soft spot for Hogan. At least he liked Flair. He loved Flair.
Yeah. I'm sure he didn't like Vince McMahon questioning the integrity of Uncle Gino.
I didn't appreciate that shit either. How dare you? How dare you say anything about our Uncle Gino? He's just doing his job as president. You got a black man who's saying that he harassed him. Not only is it assault and battery, it's a hate crime. Like, what do you expect him to do if he's not gonna if he doesn't have to, make WWF lose a whole bunch of money? He just has to give him special guest referee. Man, Shawn, deal with this. Stop crying like a little bitch.
Back to the match. Undertaker Bulldog. Bulldog looked pretty nervous about lifting the Undertaker for a vertical suplex, but he does it kind of impressively. Yes. But Taker just sits right back up. Owen Hart, hilarious on the outside, trolling Paul Bear. And he's looking at Bulldog. He wants Bulldog not to feel the power of the urn, but to feel the power of the slammy. That was great. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Owen Hart, feel the power.
Feel the power.
Hey, Call the Superstar Hotline and find out if Brian Pillman has joined the ranks of the WWF Superstars. This has got to be the most notes ever from the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Another one, great. Yes.
I think this is the last one. Pillman tried to keep the WWF signing a secret, with the plan being that he would show up on WWF TV as a surprise, because WCW believed they still had to deal with them. But word leaked out quickly. Bischoff got wind of it before Pillman could show up. On Raw, they announced that he had signed like that. His deal allows him to continue to work ECW shows, as well as keep his own 900 hotline and merchandising, which is unique in WWF merchandising. What? Pillman isn't expected back in the ring until September at the earliest, so he'll probably debut as a manager or announcer first.
Look at that. Pillman is making bank, and now he gets to still work for ECW and get that pocket change from the bingo hall in Philly.
Is that an absolutely lackluster job by WWF? Just, almost giving it away.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, but this is something that we would have to get used to 25 years later.
Undertaker and Bulldog battle on the outside. Bulldog gets back in the ring to avoid the 10 count. Taker tries to save, but wait. Mankind is under the ring, grabbing his feet. Count out, dirty finish. 17 minutes, 19 seconds. I thought this was a passable match, although a bit too long. Bulldog and Mankind double team Taker after. Cornette with a great sell on commentary, I thought, saying he doesn't want his guys around that insane idiot. He instructs the Bulldog to get away, and it put over Mankind in the way that even heels don't want to fuck with him. He's that crazy that the heels will stay away from him.
Cornette was like, "Get him away from my guys. I'm gonna tell my guys to get out of there." Yeah, I mean, I like the Mankind assault at the end, the power driver looking for the mandible claw, and then all the officials coming down to stop him. Hypes up their matchup for the King of the Ring. Bulldog was able to get a win, a cheap win, but a win nonetheless. But I agree, the match was a little too slow. Too many rest holds by Bulldog, and this is not the Undertaker at his A game, although I feel like Mankind is the first guy that really gets A game Undertaker out of him.
Good point. Let's wrap up this Monday Night Raw. 2 dirty finishes. Match of the night, Mero versus Skip. Unanimous?
Unanimous.
MVP, I'm going to give to Mero and also Jerry Lawler, who entertained me tonight.
I'm going with Jim Cornette and Owen Hart. Owen Hart for the win and his great work at ringside during the main event. And Jim Cornette for making Shawn Michaels look like a little bitch.
You're right. You're right. I'll give one to Owen too. LVP, definitely Yokozuna. And also Shawn Michaels. I didn't like the way that promo made him look.
I didn't go as far to give it to Shawn Michaels, but definitely unanimous on Yokozuna.
We'll put our thumbs out, and 3, 2, 1 will be thumbs up or thumbs down for this edition of Raw. 3, 2, 1. A thumbs up from me. I must be in a very happy, generous mood. Thumbs in the middle from SP3.
The Mero skip match is the real thing that kept this in. Thumbs in the middle. Yeah, I just didn't like what they did with Yokozuna, with Shawn Michaels, blowing off the Brian Pillman debut. It was just like there was a lot of things that were not good for business on this show where I can't give it a thumbs up.
The rating last week, they did a 2.3. 3 weeks in a row, they've done a 2.3. What do you think they did this week? Are you going to say 2.3?
2.6.
Smart, because he heard the Nitro rating first. They did a 2.7. Which means they won this week in the Monday Night Raw, ending Nitro's 3-week run, 2.7 to 2.6. They're tied in the ratings, 17 to 17 with 2 ties. And on the True Rewind scoreboard, we both say WCW is the better show. So WCW is now up 22 to 14 in the True Rewind Monday Night War.
Yes, and we want to know what you guys think, so let us know in the live chat or in the comment section if you're watching us on demand what you thought about WCW Nitro and WWF Raw from June 10th, 1996, or what you thought about our review of it. Let us know if you're looking forward to the Great American Bash, King of the Ring, the whole angle going on with Razor Ramon and Diesel jumping over to WCW. Let us know that. Live chat, comments below. If you want to be generous, a super chat donation is always appreciated, and we'll make sure we shout you out on the next one. We should also shout out EBB, who gave us a super chat donation for True Hill Heat for True Rewind episode 58, with saying that he enjoyed SP Goldust 3. So thank you, sir. I appreciate the love for that, and those super chat donations go a long way in helping out the channel. Romeo, you want to let the people know where they can find you and anything you got coming up on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel or Patreon?
You can follow me, True Hill Romeo, on Twitter and Instagram right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Last night I did Rated Raw Superstars number 22. A very short review, so it was just me. These tournaments suck. You can watch me complain and bitch and moan as I talk to the chat, who just really wanted to talk about Dark Elevation. That was funny. Tonight, NX3 number 27 North American Championship, Santos versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Let's hope they give these guys some time. NXT loves matches that are less than 5 minutes. Let these guys go, please. And Ciampa versus Casey. What else we got going on here? Dark Side of the Ring. Hey, Friday.
Yes.
The Many Faces of Luna Vachon. That should be a good one with you and Miss Chrissy Love.
Absolutely.
And
that's the next time I'll
ahead.
be on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel for sure, but that's going to be a good one.
On the Patreon, we are going to have some specials for you. We're going to have Nick Gage versus John Moxley. We're going to do a little watch along to that, and we'll see how that goes. I have not seen that match yet, so I'm looking forward to that. We will have a True Rewind extra. Me and Drunk Guy JJ will watch the ending of Nitro. We want to see his live reaction to that. We want to also keep including Drunk Guy when he cannot make the review. At least he can watch a little something with us for True Rewind, and you can see that on the Patreon. What else will we have on the Patreon? I think I might edit those Wilder versus Fury reactions because we watched that. Me, Chris G, and our boy Austin. I think I may edit that into a little video to see those reactions.
There you go. There you go. There's a lot to unpack on our Patreon, a lot to enjoy on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Blunt Impact on Thursday. Like Romeo said, Dark Side of the Ring review on Friday. Saturday, True Hill Heat 147 is going to be True Hill Heat versus the NWA podcast on Post Wrestling. Brother Nate, Professor Chris, they're going to be going up against myself and from Blunt Impact and Fusion of Honor, Ness, the three-time baby making champion, will team up with your True Hill Phenom to verse the NWA podcast.
You gotta have a team name. You gotta have a team name that has some sort of 3 in it. SP3 and the 3-time
SP3-time babies. We're going to be versing the NWA podcast in our second fantasy wrestling draft. We're going to be drafting only African-American wrestlers from the past and the present. So join us live, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Romeo will be our special on-screen judge. But of course, it's all going to come down to you guys watching us live on Saturday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time in the live chat. You get to decide who wins the draft. Can True Hill Heat redeem themselves for their loss in the first fantasy wrestling draft against the Distraction? Hey, I did not approve that first pick. I just want to say that. I say we were doomed from the first pick. I told him, what was my first line in that shit? My first line was like, you got to go with Omega or Roman. And he's like, no, I think we should do Britt Baker. And it was all downhill from there. But it's not me and Top Guy JJ. It's not me and Top Guy JJ this time. It is me and Ness. And we are going to win and redeem True Hill Heat or the NWA podcast will give us a 0-2 start of our fantasy wrestling draft series. You never know on True Hill Heat, but we hope you enjoyed True Rewind episode 59. Remember to throw a thumbs up on this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. We're closing in on about 1650, closing in on 1700, so we want to hit those milestones in the next couple of weeks. So all your subscriptions, all you pushing the subscribe button, telling a friend, sharing that video helps us out a lot. If you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comment section below what you thought about Raw and Nitro this week and our review. And of course, $3 backers, go over to patreon.com/True Hill Heat. You got our Heels review for season 1 that's up right now with me and Chris G. You got J News Japan talking about the G1 Climax 31, and we're gonna put more from J News on New Japan Pro Wrestling because a lot of big things happening over there. Like Romeo said, him and Drunk Guy gonna watch the ending to WCW Nitro, the main event, and the debut of Kevin Nash. And there's much more to enjoy. Mox and Gage. There's a lot to come out of the Patreon. So go over, become a $3 backer, and help out the True Hill Heat movement. So for Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been True Rewind, episode 59, The Measuring Stick. We are signing off.